Is Power of the Primes Counterpunch really misassembled? The new Bumblebee movie trailer is out, and a Masterpiece tie-in figure is as well. We'll talk about all of this, as well as this week's Transformers Earth Wars news, and the search for Rust Dust continues. Stay tuned. It's time to transform and roll out. Welcome to the Transform and Roll Out podcast, where we chat about the latest news and hottest topics in the Transformers universe. I'm Engineer Hoist, and you can join us live on YouTube every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to subscribe to the show and join the Fast Roller Squad. Just like these guys here in the chat already, we've got Grand Galvatron, we've got Razorquake, Zachary Couture, Rodimus Unicronus, Sharksy 920, Cameron Moore, Damon Swinky, Blitzwing, and Joey Johnston, all sorts of people. Oh my goodness, my microphone is popping. That means I've got too much gain on it. Maybe I'm just talking too loud. How about we try pulling this down a little bit? Thank you for that tip, my friend. Okay, so if you noticed, I'm trying a new show format there, and that was kind of my intro. Maybe I got a little too excited with that. But what we are going to do now is we're going to head over to the news. So, don't head out of the news. Don't touch that dial. Okay, let's get over there to it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Transformers Earth Wars news. And as always, we start off with a nice hearty Ba Weep Grana Weep Nini Bong. They're not really giving us a whole lot of details in here as far as the story goes, but they are telling us we've got triple XP details on the raid battles, an outlook on the next 5-star rotation, and not one but 2 special event days. That's all coming up here as we go through the news. So, let's see. Okay, so we're just going to witness the start of a new saga and take part in the weekend's event. There's 4 million Alloy and Energon up for grabs, up to 30,000 Spark, 2,000 Premium Shards, which is 2 Premium Crystals, 1,000 3-star Shards, and 700 4-star Shards. And you can see there's a new Prime Core Avatar and bonus XP. Audio is still cracking, huh? I'm not sure what else to do about that. Maybe I can turn that down a little bit. Maybe move it away a little farther away. So just keep me updated on that audio, because I'm trying to help make this a little bit better. But I do appreciate you guys helping me out with that. So this is another individual event. Even though we just had an individual event, we got another one coming up. And again, it's triple XP, because people apparently are loving the triple XP, and they're giving it to us. So thank goodness for that. And as an individual event, you don't have to be an Alliance split. You got to be headquarters 4, and then tap that event button. I see Hockey Gamers in the house. There's your shout out, my friend. And battle zones, it's the standard battle zones that we're used to. And there are the totalizer prizes. I know it's a little small, but you'll see it once it comes in. But it's pretty much the same as we've had for these 10,000 point events, where you can end up with an Onyx Prime Avatar. And actually, it looks like we instead of earning a little bit of premium shards here, once you get to 5,000 points halfway through the event, you get 1,000 premium shards, which is basically a premium crystal. The nice thing about getting shards as opposed to just a crystal is you can choose whether to use it on the Autobots or Decepticons if you happen to have the factions feature unlocked. And oh my goodness, that came up really small, but this is a look at the Onyx Prime Avatar that we have a chance to win. Again, Autobots or Decepticons. That is available to you if you get all 10,000 points. Grand Galvatron says he got the Alchemist Prime in the most recent event. Very cool. Okay, so you may have seen this out on their Twitter or their Facebook page, but apparently they are doing Space Ape Games is doing a charity for special effect. It's a charity that affects it transforms the lives of people with disabilities. So on September 28th, they're going to be donating their UK revenue to a worthy cause. I think that's actually pretty cool. So I'm not sure if that means it's only from income they make from the UK, or the fact that they're in the UK is that revenue. Don't know, but so. Take with that as you will. If you're considering buying a bundle, maybe go ahead and go get it on the 28th or something and try to help contribute to a charity. Okay, so if you caught last week's stream, this is actually pretty cool. I'm a little... I need to see a little bit more about this to really see if how well it's going to be. But Alliance raids is what they're talking about. It really is really still that bad, Grand Galvatron. It's one thing or another where it's like the it did, at least it's streaming this time, not like last week, you know. I really don't know what else I can do to because I'm not seeing clipping over here or there, so maybe I just got a bad. If I start messing with this, that might just mess up everything, and then you're not going to hear me at all. So I hope it's not too terrible. But yeah, so we're talking about. Well, now my dogs are barking. So the Alliance raids. So if you saw that, it's interesting. It's okay. Let's go take a look at it. Basically, every alliance, everybody in the alliance is going to have a chance to go over at these super powered bases. They took a look at this. If you want to see a little more about it, go check out last week's official stream. So you've got the normal. The normal defenses, but they're a lot stronger. So and also you've got these gigantic defenses. I mean, like, look at that humongous shock tower, and those beam lasers, those gigantic beam lasers scare me because they're going to be super powered. They actually showed off in the stream. They took in a team with like 16,000 power, and they maybe took out like two defenses or whatever. So this is not going to be a quick, easy thing, but it's a challenge, so that might actually be a good thing because, you know, and everybody's got to work together, because as you destroy certain things, everything will be well, you know, the damage that you do remains. It doesn't rebuild for whatever. And yeah, Grand Galvatron's saying it's a concept colors. Yeah, so don't take this as gospel. These were just shown up as it's kind of a, they called it like almost an alpha, not quite beta. They may still be making changes from what they're showing us in here. And so the way it works is when you do normal battles, you earn raid tokens, which then as you gain enough raid tokens, then you can go and attack these raid bases. And as you defeat these raid bases, because there are a number of different levels, as you defeat the raid bases, you earn points, and then you can earn prizes just like you would in a normal event. How exactly that's all going to work out exactly is still yet to be determined, and they will, I'm sure, be giving us more information as the weeks go by. To ask as far as when this is coming, they don't have a date, but it'll be coming soon. The theory is that it'll probably be by the end of the year, so maybe sometime in the next 2 or 3 months. So here's a little bit more of how that's going to look as you can go and do that. And they did say, hey, don't pay attention to the numbers. The numbers are just something they have in there. Those don't necessarily mean anything right now because they can totally change. And don't pay attention to the fact that it says there's 336 days remaining. This is a complete test, and things are definitely planned to change. And the numbers that they have up there are, I think those are the raid tokens that it takes to actually battle. And again, remember, those numbers don't mean anything right now. It could be, it could remain that, it could be way higher, they could be way lower. So take those numbers with a grain of salt. But that's basically what it is. You've got multiple different zones. As you progress up the zones, the bases will be stronger and more difficult to get. And it's definitely not going to be something that a single player can go and do on their own. It's going to have to be the entire alliance is going to have to go and participate. And yeah, so we talked about this. When's the next game going to be introduced? They're not sure. They are going to have a play stream, and what they're doing is that the two alliances that finished at the top of the last leaderboard event are going to be invited to go test that out. So if you guys were in those top 2 alliances, which I don't remember who they were, sorry, but if you got a chance in there, then you get a chance to go and test that out, and make sure you report back to us and let us know how it's doing, and hopefully it will actually be doing really well. Big Bronze Rim saying it's getting beta tested that weekend, or this coming weekend. Very cool. You're gonna have to report back to us next week. New 5-star bots coming soon. So if you're getting close to a 5-star crystal, you might want to consider whether or not you want to actually open up one of the current round, or whether we want to wait and see who's coming next. So there'll be five more bots, and it says they're actually going to be sending around a poll with a bunch of names and letting us decide who we want to be in the game as a 5-star bot, which I think is actually really cool, because the last few times they've been doing it, just choosing them, and for the most part I think they've chosen rather well, except for, you know, Silverbolt. But so I think it's really cool they're going to let us choose, basically vote on who's going to be getting that done. So and they're also going to, if you miss out on any of the bots, they're going to have a legacy 5-star crystal available. Not sure if that's going to be for a limited time or if that's just going to be from now on, so that you can always go back and get. So if you didn't have a chance to get the 5-star Grimlock, who was in the first batch, he would be available in the legacy crystal. Now, looks like it's going to be all of the previous bots available in that one crystal, so there's going to be quite a few to choose from. So it's not going to be 20% chance of getting one of those like you would be in a standard one. It's going to be, you've got, depending on, there's going to be, I think, what now, 15 bots possible in there. So it would have been nicer if you could have chosen which batch you wanted to choose from, so you could at least narrow it down to 5. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and I can understand why that's not going to happen. It'd be a lot easier just to have one legacy 5-star crystal instead of having to have a whole list of them as they go along. So even though it would have been better to be able to narrow it down to 5, this does make sense from a developer standpoint, at least. And yeah, you know, so what is it tomorrow already that they're going to be showing the 1986 Transformers movie in theaters in certain cities? Unfortunately, there's really not going to be any near to me. The closest one I think is like 50 miles away or something like that, and that's way too far away for a work night, so I'm not going to be able to see that in the theaters, but I will be sitting on my couch watching my copy of it tomorrow night. And I really do, yeah, I just love this movie. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there have seen this and you love it. I mean, if you know Ba Weep Grana Weep Nitty Bog, you know it came from that movie. And so it's just so cool, and it's pretty cool artwork. I'm not sure if that's the original artwork or I think it might be. It's a whole lot of parallels with this whole Star Wars saga, because I mean that's a very Star Wars style image that they've got there. Let's see. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Balance updates. So you know, in the wars, in Alliance Wars, they actually recently added to where, in addition to Energon, Alloy, and Spark, you also earn some premium crystals. But it was like you earn 10 crystals. So they're actually bumping that up. So you're going to be getting more premium crystals with an Alliance War win, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I like this event they've been doing, because we're not an alliance that does a whole lot of Alliance Wars, so we've been warring every single day, including over the weekend, which even when we were warring regularly, we did not do it during the event. This time we did, because during this special Alliance War event, if you win, you get 1,000 premium shards, which is a premium crystal. I've got nothing but dupes so far, but we have had a few people who've gotten some pretty good pulls. I can't remember what they were, but yeah, we've definitely been getting some. So I think that's pretty cool that they're increasing that so you can get the premium shards faster. And I think this is actually quite humorous. One of the things because of the whole brouhaha with the Sentius twins, how only a few people got them and a lot of people didn't get them, and there was that whole controversy or whatever. Turns out they've got issues where they attack walls and they don't attack over the walls. So they've got that under investigation. So all you guys who didn't get them, don't worry about it, because they were bugged. Not totally. I'm sure they're doing just fine. Big Bronze Rim, I know, is one of the guys who's got them, and he seems to be pretty happy with Sentius Magnus. Okay, and the last thing, we normally remind everybody to go check out the stream on the Transformers Earth Wars YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook channels. But there's not going to be one tomorrow. They'll be back next week. That's all. They didn't give any more information about that. So there's that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Bumblebee. This is a shot of the NPM7, the Masterpiece movie series Bumblebee. Now, we just had one where he was the Camaro, okay? And But now we're getting the one, obviously, because it's going to tie into the Bumblebee movie. And so now here he is with the Volkswagen. I couldn't remember the name of the car for the Beetle mode. And honestly, this thing looks really cool. And I've got this thing pre-ordered. As soon as it popped up, boom, I was there getting this thing pre-ordered. And check this out. It would be interesting to see if this actually happens in the movie, because it actually opens up and he's got some like chest missiles. That's pretty cool. So there's a little shot at the back. He's got some weapon storage there, so it looks like he's got the little cannon and like a blade that you can do that. So that's pretty cool. There he is in the Volkswagen Beetle mode. That's a pretty nice looking. Now it does look like he's going to be kind of weathered, so to speak, where basically he's kind of got a little orange. It's supposed to be like rust, because you know he's beat up even for 1987, which I think is when the movie is set. He was kind of beat up when they found him, and man, this guy's actually looking really cool. So here's another shot of somebody I think who must have got him in hand, got him posed. Where look at that posability that he got him there. I'm thinking they probably got a stand connected to him and they've creatively removed it for that shot, because I just don't see how he would be able to stand in that mode. Or maybe just turn the camera a little bit to make it look like he's leaning there. That's what I think is actually going on there. So there's a nice shot, and I think there's a shot very similar to this in the trailer where he's actually kind of pulled out his cannon and he's about to fire it at somebody. And there he is. He's showing off. Look at that battle mask down there. It looks really cool, just like in the trailer. And this was something I was probably going to show off a little bit later, but this is I got all of the Amazon exclusive figures. I've got the Blast Off, I've got the Repugnance, and I've got the Counterpunch. When you put the sides of their boxes all together, you actually make this nice little picture here. And so that's all we've got for that part of it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer, because I know some of you guys have already seen the trailer, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go check that out. Let's see, where are we at? Alright, so we've got this pulled up, and we're going to go ahead and play through this, and we'll stop at a few key points. So, okay, so first of all, I think it looks great, you know. This is the new trailer, by the way.
I'm Charlie Watson. I'm 18. Today, actually. Is the Beetle for sale?
It's yours, kid.
Yeah, because everybody gets a free car when they turn 18 from a junkyard. Now this part was so cool when I saw that in the first trailer. And of course, that right there just proves that makes the whole visible head syndrome on all the figures in canon. So all those figures that can't hide the head, that just goes to show that that's how they work. And just the shot of her through him transforming is really cool.
What are you?
Okay, so we've seen all this before. Okay, so that right there, where he's actually dropping out of the sky, I think that's where he first comes to Earth, because of some other things I see in this trailer here.
So you have no idea.
Because if you look, that was not his Beetle form. That was kind of like like the Jeep mode form.
Here's the deal.
Is the audio weird when the trailer's playing?
Terrible about things I don't understand. From now.
And see, in that part there where he's being chased in the oh, you know why the audio is probably weird? It's probably because I got the game sound still going. Let's turn that down. So where he's actually getting chased through the field, kind of like right here. If you look real close, it's a huge blur. But no, if you look real close right there, that's where he's still got that kind of a Jeep mode there. So I think that's the military must have been chasing him when he first came to Earth and got that. Jump forward in time after he's already got all this.
Oh, I'm good.
The new mode.
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Now with something I saw in some of these other international trailers, actually, it was where what was it? Blitzscream. You know, the guy who looks like Starscream, but they say is Blitzwing, actually flies through. He actually grabs him, and he grabs him when he's in that sort of a Jeep mode, drops him off the cliff. I think that might actually be in here too. And then he's got some problems. But here comes Shatter and Dropkick. That's pretty cool how they should do the double change.
There's a war raging on our planet. If this criminal isn't found, that war may find its way here.
Is there anyone that can help you? Do you have a family? Oh, me.
Now, a lot of people are thinking that police car is Barricade. It might be. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That right there. That's. Can we get? Oh, I didn't get it. But yeah, Shockwave. Okay. Now, I made a joke on my Facebook page. I was saying Astro Train looks great because, I mean, it's clearly Shockwave, and coming up is clearly Soundwave. But, you know, this was clearly Starscream, too. But they gave him a different name.
There is only one way to end this war.
Ravage.
You must protect Earth and its people.
Take it down!
My back, me!
Oh, you done messed up now.
This is how
That reminds me of True Lies, where you see the jets kind of just hanging out there. Oh, take him down. Oh, smash him with that boat. This movie's got an awful lot of promise. It really does. Now, I know a lot of people are getting excited about all those G1 scenes and things like that. Personally, and I know there's a lot of speculation out there about this, and I know there's people out there that share my thinking on this. I think that's going to be kind of a flashback, like you saw where Bumblebee kind of got knocked out, and that hologram of Optimus Prime showed up. I have a feeling that's going to be that the scenes that we see on Cybertron are actually going to be just kind of a 2 or 3 minute or a short explanation of what's been going on Cybertron or the history of the war or something. I don't think it's going to be a large part of the movie. I think most of what you're going to be seeing is going to be the the stuff that we're used to seeing there on Earth, with Bumblebee trying to run away from John Cena or whatever his character's called. Or it would be cool if that turns out to be like Sector 7, to where they actually know what these creatures are, because they would have already had Megatron or NBE-1 down there in the Hoover Dam. So that would actually be really cool. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet or not. It'd be really cool if those guys were actually like Sector 7. So Grant Gaveltron saying it feels like it revealed a bit too much, but it may have, but you know what? It may have for like the Cybertron scenes, because I have a feeling that that's going to be a little more, or not be a whole lot more than what we already got there. So, all right, I'm missing something here. All right, there it is. All right, so I'm still working on this format of the new show, guys. So thank you for sticking with me. So I hope you guys are kind of liking what we're doing so far. We will be getting to the crystal cracking here in a minute, but punch counter punch here. Speaking of there being a lot of talk on the internet lately, there's been a lot of talk about this guy. I just got him in a few days ago, and let's see if it works over here. Not the best lighting. I still want to try to figure out a way to get this out. And Greg Galvatron, I agree. I think there'll be fans being angry. I heard somebody say on one of the Facebook groups, like, temper your expectations. Actually, I think it was Thew from Thew's Awesome Transformers Reviews. If you guys don't know who Thew is, go find him. So, because he's fantastic. Basically, it's like we see these trailers, we tend to build them up, thinking this movie's going to be awesome, this movie's going to be awesome, this movie's going to be awesome, and then it doesn't live up to this unrealistic expectation that we have in our heads. And I know Age of Extinction was definitely that. We saw Grimlock in that one trailer. It was like, oh yeah, Grimlock! And then he was in the movie for like 5 minutes. It was an awesome 5 minutes, but we were let down because of our unrealistic expectations. Okay, so Punch-Counterpunch here. I think it's not the best, but the quality of the video I'm talking about. All right, so no, excuse me. Okay, so what we got here. The issues with the shoulders is, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there is kind of like a square notch down here, and that is intended to be there because the shoulders go straight across. What people are telling you to do is to actually pry this part, the chest apart, so you can take this out, you flip it around because there's a rounded on the top, but the problem is it'll make the shoulders sag, okay? But it does cause, I will say, it does cause a problem because the way that you transform him is you get the car part up more like this, and then basically you just fold the arm up like this, and it does have a little bit of an interference with the way that the shoulder part and the thing is mounted. But you can actually get it in there, or at least on mine, I can actually get it in there and get it tabbed in the way it's supposed to be, and it's all put together. I don't have it lined up properly, but it does. I put it together. I got it all transformed. Everything works just fine. I do believe, however, that it will transform easier if you do make the mod. So when we talk about this guy, does he really need the mod to be done? Well, that's going to be an individual question. I have a feeling that he is not misassembled. He is assembled the way that he was intended to be designed. It's just the design left a little bit of things to be desired as far as that tolerance issue right there. And it just so happens that the way it was designed, you can take that piece off, flip it around, and it makes it transform easier. So I don't believe that it's misassembled. But I think making the mod could actually make things work better for you. All right, so yeah, so there's Punch, and we'll go ahead and transform him real quick into Counterpunch. It's really cool the way these shoulders work. So it kind of goes up, you spin it around, spin it off to the side. Yeah, blue on a blue background. That's brilliant planning there. So then it just kind of snaps down like that. We'll spin it back around. We'll turn them around, and you can flip the hands around as I try to keep it on camera. Boy, this was a terrible background to be using for this particular guy. But then you just kind of just like the original, because that's exactly how they did it. Is you just kind of flip this little headpiece back and forth, and you can flip this piece down. It's a little tight on me, this little Decepticon symbol there, so I'm probably just going to leave that up. And he's going to be walking around and hope nobody actually walks up on him from the back to see that he's a double agent. But there he is. Hey, there we go. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do a proper review on this guy, so I could probably go into a little bit more detail about about the shoulder, and I'll have a better camera and can get better lighting on him. And as far as Prime cores, he does come with Prime, which I don't think we've seen him in Transformers Earth Wars yet. And he's got one of these Prime armor things, which turns into a hand, but he doesn't have a combined mode, so this is kind of pointless. It just kind of sticks on his chest and looks stupid. Doesn't even serve the benefit. And then, of course, he's got the gun, which I think you saw him handing there. And so there's my thoughts on Punch-Counterpunch. Big Bronze Rim is saying yes. Got the, well, yep, the MMC Lynx. That's the Magna, and oh my goodness, that dude is heavy. Look how huge he is. Let's go ahead and put well, he's Counterpunch now. Let's go ahead and put him back up there. So this is a standard deluxe size figure, okay, guys? Look at him standing next to Magna there. That MMC Lynx Magna on his 4 legs is as tall as a deluxe size figure. That guy is insanely huge and heavy. When I got that box out, I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing is heavy. He's got, his feet are die cast, huge chunks of die cast. And I was like, how heavy is this guy really? So I went and got my Titan's Return Fortress Maximus. He's out there. This is completely unscientific. I picked up the Titan's Return Fortress Maximus, got a gauge of that in my calibrated biceps. and then picked up the box for MMC's Magna or Lynx, and I swear they're at least about the same length or same weight. So it probably a little bit of difference one way or another. But and as much as it would be really cool to get the entire figure where you get the Lynx and the bird together, this is actually really cool the way they did this, because putting him out individually gives you an opportunity to appreciate and play with him in the Lynx mode. Because if he came as a full figure of Sky Lynx with both modes, sure, he could turn into a Lynx, he could turn into a bird, but who's really going to do that? Maybe one person for some, maybe a few people might do it one time for some pictures, but that's about it, because you're going to transform him into the shuttle mode, and you're going to transform him into the full Sky Lynx mode. Very, very rare, I think, will you ever see this guy in this form once I think they call it the Inventa, is the bird part that comes out. People are going to get them. They're going to take the pictures of them like you've seen, I think, A3U reviews. I think there's a couple of reviews out there where people have actually looked at them. They had the two of them separated. So there will be people who doing that type of thing. I will definitely be doing that type of thing. And then I'm going to put them together, and they'll probably stay together. So, all right. So I think that's about all we got to talk about as far as all that. And you guys want to crack some crystals? Grand Galvatron saying, "Caw!" All right. Crystal time. I got 20 of them. Hoping that's going to be enough. Let's see. Razorquake's asking, do I have the new Studio Series Bumblebee? I have the first Studio Series Bumblebee that came out, which was the old style Camaro. I did not get the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 12th Studio. I don't know how many, but there's a lot of them. But no, I don't have the Volkswagen Beetle Studio Series Bumblebee. Alright, so we've got 20 Rust Renegade Crystals. The one we're looking for is not shown here. We're looking for, you guys know who we're looking for. We're looking for the 4-star Rust Dust. Here we go. If nothing else, we'll get some spark. And I've got all the other Rust Dusts. This is just like when we were looking for Snarl. If we see those lights light up, we know we hit the jackpot. Alright? Because the lights won't light up for anybody else. There's a Skyburst. Probably not going to be seeing a 4-star crystal for a while, because I think we just opened one up last stream, didn't we? Alright, so that's a dust up. Well, that was real quick to say nope. Got jump stream there. Kramer Moore saying Rusty is dusty. Dustry. There's Storm Clash. Jump stream. Okay, now I will say, hearing the music go and repeating, I do kind of wish the music in the Space Bridge would continue even after you get that, because instead of starting over every time you crack a crystal. So I think we got a 3-star crystal over there. That's not going to do us much good. Okay, so we're half through. We haven't got anything yet. A lot of dust ups, though. It's got dust in the name. Oh, pause for a second. I thought I was going to do that. Yeah, I agree, Big Bronze Rims. Yeah, when you need power cores, it's good to get bundles, even if you're not chasing the bots. Oh, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it or showed you guys, but my base has all gold power cores on the defenses. I just did that the other day. I had the power cores for a while. I just didn't put them on. Oh, Combiner Spork, obviously, yeah. Well, that's why when these first came out, right after they were first released, that's why I went and bought the 3 or 4 bundles of them, just if for nothing else, for the Combiner Spark. And so, and I got Victoria onto level 10, so as a 3-star, she's maxed. So all this Combiner Spark is completely worthless to me until I can find that 4-star Rust Dust. Oh, look at that, a 4-star Pyro Magna. I guess that means I'm not getting the Rust Dust out of this bundle. Oh, thought about it, but it's just another dust up. And there's another Pyro Magna. Alright, so what do we got there? That's going to be a 3-star crystal. Let's go ahead and get that. We'll go ahead and open that 3-star crystal on a Decepticon. That's a duplicate. Alright, so I'm going to go and hide my screen from you guys for a second, because we're not done chasing Rust Dust yet. We're not done chasing Rust Dust. You hear that ding? That's the sound of money being spent. Alright, 20 more! We reloaded! Boy, that I was crossing my fingers. I don't know if that came across right. Yeah, Grimlaw Gaming, Beastie bots. They didn't really give us any information about why it was called that. Maybe in this story. Is that perhaps a hint for new bots that might be coming? Alright, so we got Pyro Magna here. Non-dupe 4-star. Yeah, I haven't been in the Discord there, the VIP Discord lately, to be seeing what's going on. That would be pretty cool, non-dupe 4-star. But I'd probably get somebody like Sea Spray instead of Rust Dust. Oh goodness, with Grand Galvatron with the rhyme, Rust Crust Just Gust Must Dust. I'm not sure if that's an actual sentence, but you got a whole lot of words that rhyme there, so. Grandma Gaming is calling for a transmutate. That was a weird episode. That was a really weird episode. Very tragic. Yeah, the Collectors Club a couple years ago did an exclusive figure. They used the Transformers Prime RC and colored it like a transmutate. It's a pretty nice looking figure. They also did a figure of Megatron. I think this was actually the club exclusive that you got for being a member. It was like the Transformers Prime Deluxe class Megatron. They gave it a new head and made it like it was Rampage. That's a really good looking figure too. And they used a Terra Dive from a few years ago and made that, what was it, Depth Charge? Like the little manta ray guy? So you got that little love triangle from a few years ago from the Transformers Collectors Club. They did a lot of good things. It was really sad to hear that Hasbro didn't renew their license. Yeah, alternate lane says buy more crystals if they didn't cost $2 a crystal. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Ethan Prime saying he's got a level 10 headquarters, almost 11. He's upgrading right now. Very cool, man. Tab Gaming's asking when are they going to put new bots into the game? Dude, they just did that like 2 weeks ago with the Sentius twins. About every month or so they bring out new characters. When did you guys say that? About every month or so? Big Bronze Room just rubbing it in, saying Sentius is awesome. By the way, Sentius is awesome. Especially with Amalgamous. Oh, I can imagine. Increases the damage and heals. It's like that power core was made for that bot. Or that prime core. Okay, 2 more. We're not feeling too lucky. Okay, last chance. What do you guys think? Got another Pyro Magna. Oh. We're gonna go one more. We're gonna do one more. I was already planning for this. It just, you know, but this is gonna be the last one. Oh, Touch 4130 helping fund it. Yes, thank you, my friend. Yeah, unfortunately, I had the thumbnail up as I was purchasing that, so we didn't get to see the see jazz dancing from your super chat there. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. All right, we got 20 more. Let's see what we get. You know, I'm looking at the way my camera's all set up. I think I need to move my head over the other side because the way that I'm sitting, it looks like I'm looking away from everything. When if I had everything over on the other side, at least I would be looking like I'm looking at the screen or something. What do you guys think about that? Because I've been wanting to do all this, and I might be. I definitely want to have you guys chat up there. Definitely want to have the headshot up there, but I want to try to get a little bit more in the middle. So I've been making a lot of changes. I mean, you saw when we started the stream that we were going to be doing that. And so yeah, the phones and landscape, it covers the main screen. So that's one of the difficulties with that. So Windblaze asking, do I have the Rust Dust avatar on? Oh, I do. I do have the Rust Dust avatar on. Good call. Glad I checked. Boy, that would have been bad if I had the if I didn't do that. Okay, so we got 17 more. Got Stormclash. You know, have we seen Rust Dust at all? Like even in the 2 or the 3-star, out of any of these bundles? I can't recall. Of course, I haven't been paying that super close attention. I've just been talking with you guys and looking at the chat, mostly waiting until I hear the lights light up. There's a Storm Clash again. Big Bronze Room saying, nope, no Rust Dust at all, not even a 2 or a 3-star. And I can't say there's none in here because there was somebody in our alliance got one just the other day. All right, Red Alert, good luck, man. Those overnights suck, but appreciate you stopping in before you head out there. Okay, looks like we might have another 3-star crystal. Jump Stream. Yeah, Top Game is saying he hasn't seen Rust Dust either. Yeah, I only need to see Rust Dust one time, and that's the Force. Wreck and Roll got a first crystal. Yeah, okay, that's who it was who got it. Yep, I remember that somebody was in there. Thanks, 55R. It's funny because he even apologized. He's like, "Sorry, Hoist, I got the 4-star Rust Dust." It's all good, man. Oh, it paused. Started to get excited. I should know better by now. I'm gonna go get this 3-star crystal over here. Let's go ahead and go open this 3-star crystal. Okay, so they are putting out new bots. Okay, so that's a bombshell for the Decepticons. Okay, so the space bridge does work. So I was wondering about that. I wasn't sure if the space bridge even worked. So we got 8 more chances. Maybe that warmed it up, and you know, Bombshell is a smaller bot too. So maybe we'll be getting Rust Dust coming out of here. Not that time. There's a Power Magna. Yeah, Cameron Moore, yeah, just like Perceptor, Bombshell. Actually, Perceptor is like Bombshell, because Bombshell was first. Bombshell is so dope. And yeah, the hack is a perfect ability for Bombshell. With the Cerebro shells that he had, where he would actually implant them like in an Autobot's forehead, and would take control of their mind. Galvatron says, she still evades me. Yes. There's 3 more chances, 3 more chances. And these will be the final 3. Ah. Oh, considering how tightly packed all those defenses are, Big Bronze Rim, yes, I think Perceptor and Bombshell will be super important for those, because you hack that big old shock tower, what they call it, a thunder tower. You go hack that thing, oh man, you're gonna do some serious damage to everything around it. If you can get them close enough. The first person might not need to take Perceptor in, or Bombshell. And last chance! No, not meant to be. Okay, well, I'll have to check my budget and see if I can afford any more, but that's not going to happen right now, so that's all we're going to be doing for right now during the stream. You're asking, how is my Victorion Spark? It must be crazy. Oh, yes, my friend, it is super crazy. Look at that. Once I get Rust Dust, level her to 4-star, I can take her right to level 11. That's enough Combiner Spark to get her to 11. And I mean, you can see that there's it's 115,000 to take Volcanicus to 12. I think it's 95 to go to 11. So I've got enough to take her to 11, and probably more than and closer to 12 than Volcanicus even is. Superion's much farther away, and Optimus Maximus is just down at level 8. But that's fine, because I don't like Optimus Maximus. I think he sucks. Just my personal opinion. If Optimus Maximus is the only one that you have, and that's the one, then if he's the only combiner that you have, or he's your favorite combiner, then that's great, and I'm happy for you. But when you have them all, the abilities of Volcanicus by far are the best abilities for any of the combiners. The same goes for Predaking. You guys know by now, when I speak about the Autobots, that's because that's the account that I play, but it also applies equally to the Decepticon version of them. Superion is actually pretty good. I think Superion is really good. I think Victorion and Menasor are really good too. And Optimus Maximus, nah, I just cannot get into that bot. I just cannot get into him. And I only ever use Volcanicus. That's all I ever use. You can activate another combiner on cooldown for 10 ore. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, you're saying there'd be new combiner activation costs. Oh, activate another combiner on cooldown? I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, I hadn't heard that, so that'll be interesting. All right, guys. So I think that's all we're going to do for today. Thank you everybody for coming. I really do appreciate everybody stopping by and trying out the new show. I'm gonna be trying to do a little bit more of that, where we're going to be talking about not just the Transformers Earth Wars news, because we're definitely going to do that, and if there's crystals or things like that, we'll definitely be talking about that. But I want to expand the show. It's something I've really always wanted to do. I just never got around to doing it because I didn't have the audience. So, but now I got you guys. So, but I definitely want to do this, and I think I may have mentioned the word podcast in there, and I am looking into eventually maybe moving this into an actual podcast out like on iTunes and stuff like that. I don't have any concrete plans yet, but I am working with somebody who's kind of got me thinking about heading down that way. So I am really I've got some definitely got some big plans for the show, and we want to be talking about not just the Transformers Earth Wars, because Transformers Earth Wars isn't going to be around all the time, but you know what Transformers are. The brand is. These guys, we're always going to be getting those guys, and there's always going to be movies. There's always, well, hopefully, there's always going to be TV shows. There's going to be comics. So we'll be talking about Transformers Earth Wars news, and I've also got a list of different topics that we can dive into. For example, all these guys, they come in boxes, right? What do you do with all the boxes? So we'll be talking about things like that, and very other interesting topics that's not necessarily news, and it may be things that people have already talked about before, and other things like that. But I think it would be really cool to be having a discussion here live on the stream, and you know, obviously I'll tell you what I think, but I'm also going to be reading what you guys think and doing all that stuff. So I really hope you guys like that, and we'll be trying that out, and you'll be seeing some changes coming, and I hope you like them, because I'm pretty excited about them. But that's going to do it for today. Go ahead, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. Go ahead to sign. You can sign up to get alerts when we go live by smashing that subscribe button and ring the bell. And so, okay, I'm trying to work on this the closing. Okay. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time as we transform and roll out.